who was the keynote speaker at this year's conference? Well, you already won. Dr. Genevieve Bell, cultural anthropologist from Intel. Excellent. All right, we're down to 35 seconds, James.
Do you think when there's about 10 seconds left, I could give a hint that they wouldn't have any possibility of quitting in?
You should give it.
It should be a little obscure. This program would run a lot faster right now if it were written in Fortran than in C.
Just something, maybe.
Now there is a correction for it.
No.
How do you give a name, damn it?
I think the teams both understood my hint. How fast can they type? 5 seconds left.
Yeah, close it. Yeah, do it.
3, 2.
And
hands off the keyboards.
We're done with the code challenge. Please back away from the kiosk. Great performance, but you know, hey, we still have to tally up the scores. James, give us a few comments on these before we run the tally board.
So there were two major challenges with this piece of code. It's a histogram, and it's trying to do this summing of the histogram across an array. The array can be divided up. The histograms could be, the population could be done in parallel, but you need to privatize the array that you're scoring into. So that both teams figured that out pretty quickly and made their own arrays. And that involves a bit of typing because you can't just declare it a private variable because it's not a scalar. So they set up their own private arrays and tallied in them, and then they had to summon at the end. Both teams got that. What both teams missed, until I suggested at the end, is that unfortunately in 1956 Fortran said you can't alias parameters, and that really helps optimization. It wasn't until 1999 that C even gave that capability with the restrict keyword. C++ hasn't officially done this yet. So they were rapidly trying to type in the word restrict on the parameters. That would give them at least a 50% performance boost above what either team had right now. So both of them missed that, but both of them caught up with this, and I did not quite pick up on why the fact one team's a little faster than the other, but there's a lot of little subtleties, probably some optimizations that one team had that the other didn't. But
now, before we show the score, I just want to remind you one thing. Before you get excited when you see these scores, James is going to look at this because we have to back out the possibility that 1.156 that was sitting on the screen for the Xeon
we're good.
earlier.
I saw their runs.
All right then, let's see what the final score is.
And the scoring computer does it correctly.
3,137 points for Coding Illini. Let's hear it. Let's hear it for them. That's a great performance. Awesome. And for the Gaussian Elimination Squad, 5,952 points. The winners of the Intel Parallel Universe Computing Challenge. We've got some prizes for both teams.